Hi guys, this is Breaker, and it looks like we're back with another ZVP between eXeA Hephaistas, spawning as our Zerg in the upper left-hand corner. Yes, giving him quite the worthy introduction. And in the lower right-hand corner, our Protoss in the blue trunks, puCK. Not entirely too sure of just what puCK's pro gaming career started out as. I'm not too sure where he basically got started. I'm not too familiar with the player itself either. But of course, it looks like we have a very smart opener, a macro-oriented one at that, from puCK. Putting the forward pylon down first. Our map is, of course, Acheron Wastes. Yes. If I'm not mistaken, one is named after the other, Acheron Flats being the predecessor to Acheron Wastes, and if I'm not mistaken, the layout is actually reversed. All this open space here would be one spawning point, and all this open space here would actually be another if it was Acheron Flats. But of course, the probe comes in here and sees that there is a 12 pool going down by eXeA Hephaistas. This is almost like Hephaistas has played against puCK before and is maybe just a little bit afraid of, say, some silly cannon shenanigans. Just a possibility. And I'm trying to think for a minute, just what was it I was trying to say about this? Oh yes, there is another replay between puCK and Hephaistas. But of course, it looks like we have puCK going for a bit of I wouldn't say safer opening, but definitely an opener that is macro-oriented nonetheless. Going for a Nexus first, even with citing that, I want to say, particularly early pool from Hephaistas. And there's 4 lings out and on the way, you know, with no forge down just yet, and just now getting on the way as I say it. There is now going to be easily, I'm trying to think here, about 75-second window with these 6 lings on the way, where they will be able to get into the natural, if not the main, if that SimCity is not complete for puCK. We do have a gateway, and it looks like we might just have a pylon trick done to get that extra gateway up. Of course, puCK is not entirely oblivious to this. Behind this, we see him throwing down a pylon. And of course, I'm pretty sure that, oh wow, this is a lot of lings coming out from Hephaistas. This is almost like an all-in. Okay, so there it is, full wall off. I know, it's almost as though Hephaistas knows exactly what he's up against. The pylon got cancelled at the last second. It's better than losing it, but of course this cannon is going to be a completely different story. And with this stream of lings coming in, we're seeing probes coming off the line. The crisis management has been supplemented with another pylon going down, but we need to see another cannon going down to prevent the rest of those lings coming in. And with the number of probes that we see being pulled here to deal with this number of lings, I don't think they're going to be able to do it all on their own. Another pylon getting put down as well. That's going to kind of delay the wall off, and we're getting... Whoa. What is this? We had 4 drones getting pulled off the line as well. Hold on just a second. I'm not entirely sure just what is going on here. I think he's basically doing the mineral line trick where you click that and then you just keep going and then you click on the pylon and so on and so forth. But here we go. There is a gateway here, but there's no cybernetics core, so we have no ranged units to deal with what we see from Hephaistas here in the main. There's 835 minerals floating right now. Just what on earth is Hephaistas doing floating that much money? He says, greedy, yo. And puCK just says, what the fuck? And he says, kid. Oh, man. So here we go. All these probes, and now the Zealot being pulled. One thing I want to highlight at the moment is that this is not necessarily an all-in from Hephaistas. He's actually higher in worker count than that of puCK presently. He's also got a few lings out to control the map. That can handle a single... a single Zealot, no problem. But it looks like the Zealot in the main was dealt with. He says, asshole much. He says, 12 pool. He says, you are nobody. I will remain a nobody. And will remain a nobody. You do Nexus first plus pylon block. Can I not talk to my chat? Do I have to be 100% perfect all the fucking time? Well, no. then STFU and play. Well, geez, let's see. This is quite interesting. Even though we see Hef ahead in worker count right now, his production is actually going to suffer just slightly. He's floating a lot of minerals though, so there's not too much to worry about. I don't know what's going off here. He says, I make my living off a game. Okay. Well, hey guys, that's enough. Let's have a good, clean game. And of course, it looks like we have a scouting probe coming out. If we want to concentrate more critically on what's happening in the game instead of the dialogue, he needs to find out whether or not there's a third here, and that's exactly what he's doing by sending this probe out. He says, you're a nobody, I can come back. And there it is. The probe actually spotted the third. The pylon, he knows, got taken down just now. And we see Hef going for his third hatchery behind that. So, YOLO Broski. Hephaistas says sissy. Well, at least now I won't say anything more. Okay, let's get back to the game and see what's going on. I wish there was a way that I could actually turn off their communication. Is there? No, I'm not. Sorry. You know, I think that's one feature that replays should implement. You know, the ability to turn off dialogue, because it can be distracting to a caster. Especially if they like to concentrate on the personalities of players. Anywho, right now the work account for puCK is not that severe, actually, in comparison to Hephaistas right now. It's actually ideal at the present stage of the game. We actually had a 2 finished base Protoss, a 2 complete Nexus Protoss that managed to, at least at this stage in the game, get up to about when I said it 30 seconds ago, it was 25-ish workers to 31. So, in my opinion, I think puCK is not that far behind. And that seems to be somewhat true right now. I think we do have puCK definitely playing some mind games right now, however. Cybernetics Core just now finishing up, and the Overlord can see that. That's a bit of a late-ish one. And behind this, we actually have Hef going what appears to be a 3-base Roach style. Mind you, both of these players are GM. And it looks like we now have puCK actually tacking on the gases in the main. So let's see just what we have from both players tech-wise. Alright, so we only have Hephaistas on 2 extractors right now, going up to layer tech, no evolution chamber, no metabolic boost, ironically enough. I don't blame him for this choice, but at the same time he's got slow lings to deal with whatever his opponent's going to throw at him in the next few seconds. We have 2 zealots moving out as well. They are, I think, more than enough to handle these lings, but of course the roaches that are in production are a completely different story. We have a Stargate going down just now, as well as a robotics bay that was started actually before the Stargate. Ooh, and the zealots are coming in here. They're actually just focused on getting drone kills. They will get 1, but that brings the total number of workers killed for puCK to about 5. Checking the saturation right now, we have, I want to say, it's ideal now for a 2-base Protoss versus a 2-base Zerg, but because of the stage in the game that we are at right now, Hephaistas is actually much further ahead because he managed to get optimum saturation on 3 bases. And more than that, actually. He's got 24 workers on his natural. He could already take a 4th, and he's probably, he's doing that right now, actually, in the most ironic of locations. Oh boy, that Hef. I guess gearing up for the late-ish game. And Sentry's coming in to deal with the Overlord that's just floating here. Yeah, pesky Overlords. And it looks like we have Hef gearing up for a Roach Hydra composition, muscular augmentation in research. Muscular augments. And we also have a macro hatch going down in his main. I want to say that maybe this hatch right here is actually there for manner. Just, yeah, the creep spread. It's going to force puCK to basically expo at this location if he really wants to, take a 3rd ASAP. I forget who exactly said this, but early 3rds are rather effective versus Zerg now. But at this stage in the game, I think we're not going to see too early of a 3rd. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hatch is just there for manner, but it is rallied to go to that direction. We have a Void Ray here as well. and I'm just a little curious to see how exactly is puCK going to follow this up. We have altogether about 6 gateways, and a robotics bay on the way as well, so it looks like we're going to maybe see some kind of a Void Ray Colossus composition. Mothership coming in here rather late. Pretty sure it did catch on to the 4th base going down, yes. And now, here we go, Root puCK comes in here and sees that this base is covered in creep. You know, I mean, with all the Night display that we've seen from Hephaistas and Dire Strait, I want to say that it's kind of silly that I don't see an Overlord right here getting ready to drop a Nidus there. But just as I say that, there are 3 pylons over here that are going to give Root puCK full vision of his own base. And now this is a lot of Hydras. The only thing that we can really see to hold against this many Hydras and Roaches at this stage would be a lot of Colossi and a lot of High Templar. But presently that is not the case. We do have some Hydras kind of catching that Mothership out of position, and for Root puCK to defend this, the force fields are just going to have to be absolutely spectacular. And I don't see that happening, as we do kind of have a full surround coming from both angles, both from the natural and, oh my god, from the ramp at the natural and the ramp from the natural to the 3rd. Force fields are kind of getting burnt on these sentries. There's only enough energy for one more, and that one gets thrown down at this location. Hydras are poking in. Hephaistas going strong at 190 supply as opposed to the 98 of Root puCK. And amazingly enough, we have a single Immortal here with 14 kills, managing to survive that long. Excuse me. Okay, and more Roaches being tacked on here. I kind of like this Remax choice because Hephaistas is actually avidly aware that his opponent doesn't have enough Immortals to hold. And the Hydras here look like they're just going to hang back and wait for the rest of the party to arrive from puCK, the Protoss. And now we see puCK on some, he's just eating a lot of what the Chinese call quay. And the question is this Immortal going to be able to hold against this? And Hephaistas just asks rhetorically, are you also maxed? 3rd base is up and, well, getting underway for Root puCK, but it's just, I don't think it's going to be able to get up and running. The natural is barely still alive. We have Photon Overcharge here, but it's just not gonna be enough to hold against all these Hydras and Roaches coming in. The Colossi count is what's going to matter. Extended Thermal Lance is complete, and now the Void Ray is basically tanking, kiting those Hydras. 2 Hydras versus 1 Colossi. Colossi wins, but the question is, how much longer can we see puCK really hold out against this? And of course, we can see the flaws of Hephaistas not using those control groups. This game could already be over, in my opinion, if he did it correctly. And the Colossi! The first Colossi falls, unfortunately, but we still have a Master Colossi over here going to town on these Roaches that are focused on taking down the 3rd. It looks like with the reinforcing Roaches here, we will see that succeed. And these Roaches are going into the natural, and I just don't see puCK being able to hold any longer. There it is, GG. Oh, I'm sorry, that's GG from Hephaistas. And I thought I was BM, bro. Come on, what's that all about? Alright, 2nd Colossi coming back to reinforce. Sentries force fielding the ramp. And now the probes are being pulled off the line. They're not going to be able to make it back into the main. They're actually not being clicked onto a mineral line. And all the Roaches are just racking up so many worker kills right now. Even if puCK holds this here, he has to face off against a 4-base Zerg. We do have a Warp Prism going down here, and in all of that, the 3rd base for Hephaistas was taken down, and that only hurts his income so much as opposed to puCK's right now. puCK is actually going dry in the main. It's oversaturated. 42 probes on that entire mineral line alone. The Mothership Core just hanging back, sniping. And puCK says, why are you so mad? I don't know, I kind of think this is a bit of a role reversal. Roach is here defending quite successfully versus these Zealot Warpins that we see, and I just, with how many resources we see Hephaistas floating, Hephaistas just says, not mad, I'm clipping you. Yeah, let's just call, I'm eating you. There we go. It says you're so good. Well, no, I guess we're just going to have a dialogue between both players. We do have Hephaistas following this up with a Spire. Is he going to take it directly into a Greater Spire after this or not? Frankly, a lot of the unit composition here, like the only thing that can shoot up or shoot against mutas right here would be this one Void Ray. But, I mean, given the situation that puCK has been in right now, I think, you know, he's done his best to hold his ground versus Hephaistas. And now we just have, you know, Hephaistas basically remaxing. The Greater Spire is on the way as well. I guess the only problem we could see from Hephaistas in the coming future is if he turns all of his Corruptors into Broodlords. And again, I'm clicking on this to show you guys his control groups. He actually does not use control groups. And now Corruptors and everything else is here. And puCK just left the game. Just, you know, he realized, okay, there's no way I can hold against this. You know, 4 base Zerg, actually 3 base income Zerg versus this 1.5 base Protoss. Anywho, if you guys liked what you saw, just go ahead and click on that subscribe button. It should have been glowing red the entire video. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think of my casting. I'm trying to improve on some areas. On a lot of areas, actually. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.